All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest edition. Now, I've been doing this a long time. Not as long as some of you, but a long time. 18 years to be exact. Actually going on 18 years. And in those 18 years, I've only had, well, I've never had one like this, actually, never. I mean, we've had some pretty cool stuff. We parted, and you know, like I always say, intention is always to part, right? That's why we buy them. But, and this one's got some mixed match wheels on it and stuff, but don't let this fool you. This is the rarest of the rare. And I guarantee by end of the week, I'll have a couple hundred emails on this thing. If you're gonna build one, if you're gonna collect one, this would be it. It's yellow. Who knows if that's factory or originally a factory color, or just, I mean, it's obviously not original. They've painted that, but that's beside the point. And if you watch my ads, you watch my listings, you'll know that very rarely do I put something up in the moment we offload it. It literally got offloaded 10 minutes ago on transport truck. So you might be not familiar and going, this is, you know, this guy's full of it. Well, let me give you first what it is, okay? It's a 1986 CJ7. Now, why is that different? Well, there's a few things, and it's gonna be things that I don't even know about this Jeep that people are gonna point out, I'm sure of it, and I welcome it. Okay, so if you have something to point out, some little bit of history, by all means, 303-666-9020. The only thing I ask if you call us is just do it, be respectful in the sense if you want to chat, because our phones, we do a couple hundred phone calls a day. This is where we're at, Jeeps Unlimited, Grand Junction, Colorado, 7 acres, and we're really known for rust-free Jeep parts, and we're heading to the East Coast next week, and because of that, our phones are just going bananas. So, bananas like this thing. So anyway, all right, so 1986 Jeep. Now, there's a lot of 86s out there, but not every one of them was this one, or was this trim, was this factory, you know, with this model. So let's just go first and foremost, so I'm not hiding anything from any of you. The wheels clearly are not matching. I don't know if these are probably not even, these are probably just an aftermarket set. I'm not real familiar with the mags, so this may have been, but I know by looking at the stamp codes behind them. But I'm gonna go with nothing original on the wheels, okay? The dash pad in it, not original. Obviously the hitch is not original. You have a dash pad up here that's not original, console not original, seats not original. So, okay, so point those out. And then again, we got a rhino lined hood. Not a big fan of this. I'd put an original one back on it, and I probably have an original one. Furthermore, and the rest of it is not rhino. This is all nice paint and no what appears to be no filler. I haven't looked at this thing very long, obviously just got it in. But then we got the light bar up here, also extremely goofy. So that's the obvious. Now, what else is it, and why am I just absolutely beside myself right now? Well, because we get calls throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the months, looking for parts that were to come on this one. And I tell everybody that calls, they're mythical, they're unicorns. They don't exist. They do exist, but they exist on such a minute level. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this rear end. I cross my fingers and hope that I get this rear end. Knowing that's an 86, I thought there was a possibility, but I've seen a lot of 86s, and a lot of them just have that standard wide track AMC 20. Now, you may already know where I'm gonna finish with this, but I'll give you a little preview here. Okay, for those of you who don't know, just by looking at that rear axle, that is a one-off, 1 year only. That's the only year they put them in was 86, and it is a Dana 44. It's a true factory wide track Dana 44 axle, and it was only done in 86. And again, not all 86s have them. It's a misnomer that every 86 had them. I can tell you 100 Jeeps that are in my Excel spreadsheet with VIN numbers that did not have a factory 44. Your typical factory 44s are California ones, and then the Renegades, they had to be some sort of up package or ordered that way. They're not in everything. This is a California equipped Jeep CJ7, and it's got a lot of cool things. The other thing it's gonna have is a front 30. The front 30s on these are slightly different. Okay, I'm not gonna get into too much of them. I'll give you a little bit of preview of what it looks like under there. You can compare it to yours. All right, and if you're not seeing it, give me a shout. We can chat about the upgraded here, okay? But that is slightly bigger, slightly more heavy duty front axle. Still Dana 30, but just some more heavy duty equipment on them. Okay, factory air conditioning. Factory serpentine belt. This is not common on a CJ on a 4.2. These are almost all V-belts. And probably one in every 5 years we get one that had factory serp, and we know it originally was a California emission Jeep, because that's about the only thing they did these on. But this one still has, at least from what I see here, all the factory stuff intact. This is obviously missing hose here, and I'm not even sure the rest of it's inside, but we'll look at that here in a second. It's got factory power steering, factory power brakes. The wiring harness is somewhat of a mess, but it does start up. It is a factory tilt column, also almost mythical anymore for a CJ. Original one. People, you know, they take GM ones and convert them over, but they're not original. To find an original one is pretty rare. The floorboards, it's rust free. This tub, I mean, I was going after a tub. This is a nice, clean, from what I see, from the areas that we look in, okay, this should be a virtually rust-free tub, and I don't see even any bubbling or anything. I just listed that tub last week, so if you're looking for a nice clean CJ7 tub, there it is right there. This one will not, at least for now, will not go to parts. I would probably end up just selling this whole, or keeping this one and selling the one up at the house that I was about to build. There's always a number on everything, and if somebody knows what it is, I'll definitely entertain it. But right now, we sold a CJ7 a few months ago, also rust-free, very plain Jane, 4-cylinder, Iron Duke 80, no top, no doors, went for 10 grand, and I had it sold in 2 days. So it was rust-free, that's the big thing. So something like this with all the stuff on it, it's gonna be significantly more than that if we do sell it that way, or we keep it. So more than likely it should have a T5 or SR5 in it. It's super floppy, which I would imagine is probably the SR, but they can get like that in the T5s too. So Dana 300, that's standard on these years. It's got the, again, this isn't, okay, this isn't factory, this top, matter of fact, it's plastic. Normally these are soft, but look at this. Not only is it a clock, but it's a working clock. Crazy. We get these in occasionally, again, somebody that's didn't know what they had and, you know, gutted everything else, and we're like, oh, look at that. And then it's got, of course, a tack over here, and then the rest of them. And that stereo has been modified. I don't know if it's been cut. It's hard to see with that panel over it. The hope is it's not. The hope is it's still got the two little holes, but, and it may not. This might just be a cover, because they had the stereo here. So we're hoping it'll be an uncut dash, because that's a hard one to find. And then, you know, but look at the floors. I'm just, like I said, I'm absolutely tickled. And if you don't know Jeeps and you think I'm crazy because this is some beater Jeep, by no means do I want you to stick around on our channel. But if you know your Jeep or you're trying to learn about Jeeps, this is a good channel to be on. I call it the boring channel occasionally, because a lot of times we're just doing product videos, frames, tubs, that kind of stuff. Every once in a while we get to do kind of a fun one, and you know, we're as tickled as our viewers are oftentimes when we roll one of these off the trailer. You know, in this case it was a transporter, and up until the moment it landed on the ground, when I pulled it down, I had no idea what was going to be under this thing. So again, Dana 44 rear, upgraded 30 front, factory air, factory serpentine, factory brakes, factory steering, did power steering, power brakes, all that. Still has everything from what it looks like. All the emission stuff looked to be intact underneath here. And you know, there's a bird's nest of wires and whatnot under here. And this weird ass, I mean, why? I mean, clearly somebody did not know what they were sitting on to drill into a hood like this. And this looks like it was a real clean hood. And then on top of that, to liner it, thank God they didn't liner the rest of the Jeep, because that would have just been an absolute travesty to see this Jeep in this kind of shape and have a full Rhino liner on it. You know, the rear seat's not in it, the tire carrier's not on it, but you can see there's some brackets still to it. Actually, these are hard to get. So a nice bracket set up on it. We just need the bar. We have the bar. So I mean, I have most of this stuff to put it back to a complete original. I probably have everything sitting in the yard right now. But and then a factory tilt steering column, which is also goofy. The key's out of it right now. Okay, no key. Make sure it's in neutral. So they got it wired into a button here. But it kicked right off. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. There we go. Look at that. That's just a belt squeal, and that'll go away here in a second. Tachometer is clearly not hooked up there. This is registering nothing. Is it registering anything here? Nope. So that tach's not. Now would probably be the wiring mess under there, but oil gauge is not working either. Volt gauge is working. So I would say let's put an original harness back on it. Look how smooth, quiet. Actually normally chrome or black, so they didn't do a bad job. I mean, it's not my favorite color. Not to knock yellow guys or yellow people out there, men and women. It's actually done really well. If you like yellow, it's great. And original color, hard to say. Normally you can get the original off of here. Maybe it looks like a, yeah, I bet it was this color. This is more of a common color. Usually when you're trying to figure out if it was original, just look at the inside of the tub. This is like a, not necessarily black, maybe like a charcoal gray, or I'd have to look up the van to see what it came with, but darker color for sure. I don't think it's a green, or definitely not a blue, but okay. So yeah, those are definitely not original. This might be an original wheel here. Here's a quick 2 cents on how to tell if you have original Jeep wheels and these older ones. Usually if they're original, there's a Canadian stamp in these things. These ones haven't been painted, but there is an original wheel that looks similar to this guy. So let me put that down for just a second here. Not that it matters, it's only one, but still it's kind of be funny if the only one that has original is a spare. Yeah, this is not an original wheel, so none of the wheels are original. I happen to have a set of wheels. That guy, no, is it this one? Yeah, there is a set of Renegade wheels out here. I think it's that one. That's an 83. And those are factory Canadian stamped wheels. Super hard to get those guys. So anyway, I'm gonna move it up to the house because we don't like these kind of projects sitting down here in the shop. Messing up. And, even though the oil gauge and the RPM gauge doesn't work, I bet that light works. This is so silly sometimes. Look at the doors. I mean, I have been telling people wait on these doors to come in because, and who knows, maybe we'll sell the doors off. It's not impossible. But these, there's no rust in them. They're super clean doors. And the panels, I mean, they're coming up a little bit here, but not too bad. They're in pretty good shape. But the stereo works too. It just, you think that the oil and the tack would, oh, look, we got a tack. Shut the door and got a tack, and it's up a little high, so I bet we can get that down a little bit. So we got this Jeep out of El Paso, so it's probably gonna need, we're up 5,000 feet from there. That's probably close to sea level. So we're probably gonna need at least a carb clean, maybe even rejet to get it to run good here. But let's see if she shifts and drives good. It said it ran and drove, so. The clutch feels great. Loosen way at the top. It should on a, it's only got 114K on this thing. And that matches the title. And all the VIN stuff that I can check on it. I just can't believe we scored it. I'm blown away by that because normally these things, people scoop them up. Especially being out of Texas with good old Collins brothers down there, which I've never had any personal interactions with, so I can't say anything good or bad. I follow their Whiskey Walk, I think it's called. No, not Whiskey Walk, sorry. They're Coffee Talk. But, yeah, Whiskey Walk was something we were going to play off of. But anyway, don't have that much time to do that, unfortunately. We got a baby on the way, and holy crap, that is dusty and hard to see out of. Let's see if we got any wipers in here. Let's see. Got wipers. Let's see if we got any wipers. And no fluid. Well, we're going to have to make do with the best we got there. Well, here I was going to go out and photo and video a whole bunch of frames and tubs I'm putting out for this East Coast run. Got totally sidetracked. There's another 5 there. That's a beauty. It's a paint job, but it is super clean as well. So, work this guy over here. Box it in. We don't have any issues out here. Plus, we live on the property, and we practice our. Oh, sorry. Here, my dogs are trying to get in here. There's my little boy, babe.
Yeah.
The unicorn of unicorns.
Okay, don't tell me.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Yep. One. Only one. Only the rear got a 44. The front never got a 44. Nope. That's early. 76, 79. She's learning, guys. So you're on YouTube right now. So I wouldn't make that face, though.
Is it a 4.2?
Yeah, it's gonna be 4.2. It's California emissions, so it's got factory air. It's a CJ-7, buddy.
Is it a TA6?
No.
Damn it.
You're so awful. You know these better. What do you? What? I'm not. You don't even have. I'm not even quizzing you on that. I wouldn't expect you to know the tranny.
I don't know.
It's a T5. That's. I mean, it's either T5 or SR5. It could be an SR5, but more than likely a T5. I don't see a lot of SR5s or SR4s around here. Matter of fact, I rarely see them. I would say in 10 years we've had maybe one in.
114,000?
Yeah, and this thing is beautiful. Look at the tub on it. It is absolutely gorgeous.
This is the cleanest tub I've seen.
Oh, it's probably by far the cleanest Jeep we've ever had in here, as far as one we bought with intention of parting. The only thing they did funny with it, they got a nice rhino-lined hood, which sucks. And if you're the one that did this and you're watching this, please don't ever do this again. And then they drilled a hole in the hood
For a light bar.
for a light bar. And not even a big light bar, like the dinkiest looking light bar in the world.
Holy cow, she's beautiful.
But it has AC, but I don't think the under unit's in here. Yeah. So if you want AC on this, guys, we have the kit. You don't need much because it has most of it on it. And we can put factory air back up under here. There's a big box that goes underneath here. And they probably pulled it to put that awesome CB in here, amongst the other accessories they put in with that cool push button start.
Clock, so it's right
That
now,
thing
right?
works. That is
Cool.
a working clock. The push
Tilt calm.
super. So anyway, like I said,
Bubba.
you say hi. He just woke up from a nap.
Papa. Wow, this thing's beautiful.
Where the back is.
That's right.
That's right. That's where the back is.
There's a tire on.
Yeah, there's a tire that doesn't belong there. I know, it's gorgeous. So anyway, that's it. Okay, if you're interested in it, reach out. I'm not going to do anything with it for a while. So if it sits out here for a year, it's totally fine. I mean, we didn't buy it to sit it, obviously, but you just don't come across these very often. And these have just almost a different value to them because they're just so freaking hard to get, especially with factory stuff in it. So
It's a plastic tank.
poly tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's good.
yeah, because what she's referring to, if you don't know, it's not really an upgrade. It was factory in these things, but 15-gallon tanks are always their steel tanks if they're a true 15-gallon. They did make a poly 15-gallon in a YJ. I'm not sure about a CJ. There's possibility of that. Really, the poly tanks that are 15 and the 18 or 20, as some people call them, is the same tank. They deck the necks down into the tank further, so you can't get access to the full thing. So if you happen to have a poly tank and you're only squeezing 15 gallons into the thing, pull it, drop it, cut the, you can get inside of them with a hacksaw. You make sure you clean up your mess, all the plastic you're gonna have all over it. And you cut your fuel filler necks back up like a factory 20 gallon or 18, whatever, 19. There's so many, you know, what you can actually fit in these things. And then usually the sending unit sits in a different style bowl in the bottom of it, which is plastic riveted. So you can pop those out. There's a slush tank. You need to have, should keep some form of slush tank in them, but you know, it is what it is on those things. So yeah, and finding a top for this one, if you were really wanting a top, not the end of the world. I actually just sold our CJ7 top off another Jeep a few weeks ago, so we get them. Not super common for a true CJ7 hard top, but we do get them in. So that's a possibility. But again, these doors could come off. You never know they were missing, and you could run around on the beach with it. And you know, this one I doubt would ever see that, just because it is kind of a collector Jeep out there. So, but if you're interested in it, I definitely have a hood that we just got in off another Jeep. And this is the orange one, by the way, the one that I was working on, also California Jeep, but it didn't come with a drivetrain. Somebody started it. And the worst part of this Jeep is it was one of my favorite colors. I like orange, but and it's also our company colors. But the worst part of this is that the transport company smoked the hood on it, meaning that they didn't latch it, and on the way it was out here, it came back over. It didn't cause any damage to the windshield frame. It didn't hurt the hood all that much, but enough that it chipped the paint and whatnot. So I don't have a hood over it right now, but windshield frame, seats. This one's a beauty. So. But this is where I'm debating now. Do I put this one back and just sell it whole? Because I was going to keep this one. Or do I keep that one just because it is so rare? So, all right. But I'm open for conversation or potentially sell. So, again, just give us a shout. 303-666-9020. And thanks for hanging out with me this beautiful afternoon. It's like one of the last few days of 70 degrees. I heard it's going to be like 40 the rest of the week. And we're into our winter season already. It's November here at the end of the week. And Halloween's coming up. So, all right. Thanks, guys.